Welcome to another aXpire update, this time for week 2 of 2020, the first weekly update for this year. We hope you enjoyed the holiday season. In terms of project news this week, we've been working hard to finalize aspects of Bilr leading up to the Legal Tech conference in early February. We've also organized a workshop in India for the end of January, where the entire team will get together from overseas, including myself, into the Kochi office to get Bilr across the finish line. For other products, development is still going strong, but Bilr is definitely the focus at the moment due to the conference. We've had several promising enterprise interest calls for Bilr, and we're pursuing potential deals there diligently. For digital shares, we've also had another call with a prospective client, and we're keen to see how we progress further there. We'll let you know as soon as anything develops, but know that we are constantly active behind the scenes talking to potential clients and more. As a little bit of information on PayBX, the first release of the product will be an MVP or minimum viable product, with only the core functions of the application live within the app. The aXpire token will be integrated in phase 1.1 or 2.0, however, along with several other planned features. The goal is to release the basic version of the app and onboard users. We'd then add in more and more in-demand features as well as the token, including staking for discounts and potentially locked features as core users for it. This allows us to, again, release the app and kickstart our retail product user group. We then add in the token, causing app users to become potential token holders and token users. If we make PayBX as good as we know it can be, and if we add features that people want, then we can make the aXpire token a sensible and value-add addition to the app that people will want to use for its benefits and features. That's all for the project side of this week's update. Next, we have This Week in Crypto, bringing a collection of news and happenings from this past week to your attention, as well as giving you our brief opinion on them. In the first piece of news of this week's update, the crypto-progressive US state Illinois passed the Bitcoin Technology Act, making smart contracts and other blockchain-based records legal instruments. This is a very interesting development as it allows for blockchain-based records to be used in legally binding deals. Illinois is not the first state to make this change, and it's also not likely to be the last. Blockchain-based records hold a lot of promise, particularly smart contracts, and it would not be surprising to see widespread use of them on a day-to-day basis with time. Beyond making blockchain-based records legal instruments, the Bitcoin Technology Act also prevents local governments from interfering in the blockchain industry by not allowing cities, towns, and so on to require specific taxes, licenses, permits, and so on from members of the industry. This is a good development as it solidifies blockchain as a real piece of technology with great benefits, and it also makes it easy for businesses as there won't be any confusing legal hurdles such as the NYDFS's BIT license to navigate through. In other news, Binance's charitable arm, Binance Charity, launched a relief effort this week aimed at the Australian bushfires. The organization decided to donate $1 million worth of BNB, the native cryptocurrency, to the Australian Bushfire Donations Project. The project is a blockchain-based initiative which aims to divide donated funds onto as many eligible organizations as possible that are both tackling the bushfires as well as helping affected residents and ecosystems. The blockchain part of the Australian Bushfire Donations Project is that they provide transaction history and blockchain records that can be verified to see that they truly do send the funds onto appropriate organizations. Speaking of Binance Charity's donation, Changpeng Zhao, the CEO of Binance, said the following, quote, "It is painful to see the bushfires burning across Australia as well as the devastating effects on the ecology and local community. We want to help this urgent crisis. Donating for Australia Bushfires Charity Program is the most direct and effective approach to make an impact. We are also calling for the whole crypto community to join us in supporting Australia." If you want to donate or read more into the Australian Bushfires Donations Project, then take a look at the link in the description. We'll also likely do a Blockchain for Good episode on the project in the coming week. Elsewhere in the world, Virgil Griffith was officially indicted by a United States grand jury. This means that his charges are official and that the legal process can proceed. Griffith is the Ethereum Foundation scientist that was arrested sometime before Christmas due to allegedly helping North Korea avoid sanctions with blockchain technology and cryptocurrency after traveling to the country for one of their conferences after having been advised against it by the US government. This was honestly to be expected, so nothing major has happened in this case yet. Chances are that this case could drag on for years unless Griffith were to agree to a plea deal in cooperation with the government. We'll see how it develops. If you want to know more about the case, then check out previous weekly updates. In the last piece of news for this week's update, the largest port in the Middle Eastern country, Oman, has decided to utilize IBM's blockchain shipping platform TradeLens. The port is called Solala and handles a reported number of 4 million containers per year, which is a lot. Using TradeLens, launched by IBM and Maersk, will allow the port of Solala to utilize blockchain for both the supply chain and tracking of that port's transactions. The platform will essentially make it easier to communicate, easier to track, and easier to create records of any activity that goes on. Mark Hardiman, this chief executive officer of the port of Solala, said the following quote: "Adopting and incorporating blockchain technology into all aspects of the supply chain will not only enhance the attractiveness of Solala for these companies, but also support the development of new business models that can further leverage the geographical location of Solala." This is of course great news. Any institutional use of blockchain technology is good, as we keep saying, for each of these types of news stories. That's all for this week's update. Hope to see you again next week. Thank you.